What's up guys, it's KP67s here, bringing you another video. This one's going to be a little bit more on the talky side because, you know, Arena is Arena currently. Everything is CLS or General Kenobi. So if you've seen any of my more recent videos, you've basically seen what I'm dealing with just on a daily basis. So I thought I'd start up something fun for us Empire Darkside users. It's just going to be a little series just kind of going over each character in the Empire class. The reason why I want to do this is because I want to give kind of an insight into the different characters, how they're used, how important they are in different parts of PvE content. So arena, raids, ships, and then like kind of guiding people in the direction of like what they should be focusing on. So the first thing that we're going to be the first guy that we're going to be focusing on actually is going to be the bread and butter of the Empire, the Stormtrooper. The Stormtrooper is a tank and he's part of the Imperial Trooper class. From a stat standpoint, he doesn't have the best health or protection. But honestly, that doesn't really matter when you consider his unique when we get there. He has decent armor. Obviously, he's a tank. He should have decent armor. And currently, my mod setup for him is raid/arena. If I wanted to just completely dedicate him to arena, I'm going to move my mods around a little bit. But he works well in my arena right now. So where you can find him. He's pretty easy to get because he's located in the Cantina Battle Store right here, as well as the fact that he has multiple hard nodes that are present as well if you haven't gotten to Cantina. But honestly, because he's in Cantina, and if you're like, you know, farming mods or playing Cantina to like farm characters from certain nodes, he's a quick build. He's also pretty easy to get up to gear 11. Obviously, at gear 12 is kind of like the new bottleneck effect. He does require a bit of like, you know, crazy gear to get to that point, but honestly, on an overall basis, he's not the hardest Empire character to gear. His basic here is Imperial Marksmanship. Deal physical damage to the target enemy with a high damage variance. If this attack doesn't score a critical hit or is evaded, the target is exposed, and this exposed cannot be resisted. This is pretty good to kind of place burst damage on different characters, especially other tanks, because if you end up missing them or if it ends up not critting, you can expose them, which rips off like 20% of their max health, which is actually kind of a big deal. He also has a very high damage variance, which means that his damage is inconsistent, but when the Empire was reworked in May-June, they upped the floor of this damage variance, so overall he is increased in the level of damage that he puts out. Stormtrooper Bravado is his taunt. Throws up his taunt for 3 turns, throws defense up on all Empire allies for 3 turns. The other key thing about here is that he removes 10% turn meter from each enemy whenever he's hit by them. Obviously that's the Omega. If you don't have the Omega, it's a 50-50 shot, but if you have it, then, you know, you're causing the other side to just like slow themselves down. And then finally, we have Wall of Stormtroopers. The Stormtrooper gains 40% defense for each living Empire ally, and while Stormtrooper's active, Imperial Troopers gain 30% defense. This is a clutch unique if you're going to use Stormtrooper in Arena. If you're going to use him in an all Empire squad, he gains 160% defense. So he is like more stacked than Sith Trooper ever was. And if you use other troopers like Shore and Death Trooper, they both gain defense from him, which helps increase their longevity as well. So he's actually quite viable when you consider all of this, plus the fact he throws up defense up, plus the fact that Shore Trooper throws up critical hit immunity. When you do all of those together, Stormtrooper cannot be killed. I mean, like, he has taken everything from General Kenobi mass calls to like Han Solo just going absolutely like bananas, just shooting him like 500 times, and he has laughed off all of those hits. He's taken Ahsoka hits, Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum hits, when she has like 8 buffs on her and he loses like maybe 30% protection, if that. Do not underestimate him as a tank in Arena. He is quite tanky, and if you build his speed up, he can move pretty quickly at the same time, and under Thrawn even better, because you know the new Rebel reworks and CLS himself, they throw down debuffs, which under Thrawn gives you turn meter. So putting all of that together, Stormtrooper can be moving very quickly. He can throw up his taunt pretty quickly. Between him and Shore Trooper, you can always have a taunt up. And overall, like, he is a pretty big sort of significant part of the Empire team now. The only other thing I will add is that he does have a Zeta. He gains 40% offense for each defeated Empire ally. So basically, he trades defense for offense as you lose Empire characters. Not the best Zeta in the world, mostly because this basically requires the rest of his team to be dead. And if you're like 4-on-1, you know, I really don't know if he'd be winning that battle. I will Zeta him at some point, but he is definitely like kind of that vanity Zeta, like, oh, I Zeta'd him, like, haha, I have a Zeta Stormtrooper. But, you know, to each their own. If you want to Zeta him, go right ahead, give him a shot. That's kind of a good synopsis over what Stormtrooper's all about. Like I said, in Arena, he works very well in Arena. He is very integral if you're going to use the Imperial Troopers in the normal or heroic AAT tank raid. And that's about it. Overall, like, definitely, I would recommend that you farm up Stormtrooper. He works well in any Empire-based team that you want to use him in, and you will notice the dividends that he puts out. All right, guys. If you guys like the video, you know, leave a like. If you feel like I could just kind of fix something with these videos, let me know. And then, you know, future videos at least will come out maybe a little smoother. Maybe I'll have like a little bit more in-depth kind of look. But I do hope that this helps people kind of make up their mind about how important Stormtrooper can actually be if you're running Empire. All right, guys. Have a good night.